Welcome back to 123 Kimchi. So Brussels sprouts are in season right now. We usually roast them, steam them, or put them in the air fryer. But today, we're turning them into kimchi. They actually make a really good kimchi, but it's a little tricky because they don't have that much natural moisture. If you use the standard cabbage method, they can easily turn out dry. So this recipe is designed specifically for that. It's easy and simple as always, but keeps the kimchi juicy and crisp. And because the Brussels sprouts are in season, they're also more affordable. I just picked up the whole bag for under €1. So let's get started making the small batch Brussels sprouts kimchi. First, let's prep the Brussels sprouts. Cutting them is actually the most time-consuming part of the whole process, and that tells you how simple this kimchi is. Cut the Brussels sprouts into quarters, but remember, you should cut them through the stems so the stems can hold on to each leaf and not make it fall apart. For the brine, I'm using a light brine since Brussels sprouts are delicate. Dissolve the coarsely salt in water, then add the Brussels sprouts and keep them fully submerged. Let them brine for about an hour, giving them a gentle turn halfway through. The leaves should become slightly loose but still feel firm at the core. There's no rinsing here, but make sure to shake in the brine to get rid of any dirt trapped between the leaves. Drain for about 10 minutes and then we move straight to the seasoning. I always start my kimchi paste by blending the fresh ingredients first. For this kimchi, I'm not making any porridge or slurry to highlight the light crisp taste of Brussels sprouts, and that keeps it extra simple too. In the blender, I'm adding Asian pear or red apple and onion cut into cubes. If you're using red apple, go for a crisp, juicy variety like Fuji or Gala. Blend until smooth, then add crushed garlic and a thin slice of ginger. Pulse just until the garlic and ginger are minced. This creates a natural base that adds moisture without making the seasoning heavy. Transfer this to a bowl, then add gochugaru, Korean red chili powder, fish sauce, and sliced green onion. Mix until everything is evenly combined. So far so simple, right? Add the drained Brussels sprouts to the seasoning. Mix very gently, without squeezing or pressing the sprouts. As I always say, this is the main difference between making kimchi versus sauerkraut. When everything looks evenly coated and lightly glossy, you're done. Pack the kimchi into a clean jar, pressing lightly to remove air pockets in between. Rinse the bowl with a little water and salt to collect any remaining seasoning, and pour it into the jar. This extra liquid helps with both fermentation and flavor. Smooth the surface, place a fermentation weight on top, close the lid, and let it ferment at room temperature for 1 to 2 days. After a day, you'll see that the sprouts are fully submerged. After about 2 days, you'll notice tiny bubbles and a light tang. At that point, move it to the fridge where it'll slowly ferment at lower temperatures. After about a week, it's well fermented and tastes beautifully balanced. This batch has been fermenting for about 2 weeks, so let's taste it. The texture is mellower but still crisp with the right balance of sweet and tanginess. Who knew Brussels sprouts taste so good as kimchi? I love this with rice, roasted potatoes, or other simple vegetable or meat dishes. My absolute recommendation is with roasted potatoes and mayonnaise. You'll love it. If you're looking for other seasonal vegetables to try kimchi with, this is the perfect place to start. It's seasonal, affordable, and easy to make in a small batch. If you make it, let me know how you liked it. And as always, enjoy the process and happy kimchi making!